Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome back to Let's Play Mega Man 3. We beat Shadow Man and Hard Man in the last video, and now we're going to take on two more Robot Masters, and the ones that I want to do, I could do in any order that I want because they're part of two different loops. I'm going to go ahead and do Snake Man first, because I practiced that second. And I practiced it just before I recorded this video. First new enemy you're going to see here, always two short hops and a long hop. Goes down easily. And you also have these snake heads that shoot a single shot at you every couple of seconds. You want to be careful whenever you take them on, because you never know exactly when they're going to shoot at you. They only do it once every few seconds, though. Definitely want to be careful here. There we go. And now we got this big snake. This big snake will shoot 3 projectiles at you, and the 3 shots will definitely home in on whenever you are when they are shot. If you fight them from afar, the big snakes, you'll be able to take them on fairly well. You also have these enemies that will drop bombs on you from midair and then fly away. And it's a good thing that I was able to get to those large energy pickups rather easily. Taking more damage here than I'd want, but it's still pretty easy to get through the stage, thankfully. I'm gonna wait for him to go to the other side there. And then we have to deal with the pole vaulting guys. Gonna have to position yourself accordingly. These guys will always jump over you. Don't want to be too close when they jump because they will hit you if you are too close. And then we got another one of these guys. One of these Bolajos. Now from here, I do want to get some shots on this guy and take the ladder to the right. This will take you to these 2 cans that you have to shoot. You actually can't collect them. And there's always a random power-up inside, and whatever is in there, you get. And we lucked out pretty well. 2 large energy pickups, only one of which I actually needed. And sometimes if you're lucky, you may find other stuff in there, like weapons pickups, or maybe even an extra life. Maybe you could even get an energy can out of them if you're lucky enough. And sadly, they do not respawn when you leave the screen and come back. Anyway, after taking the left ladder this time, we have to face another large snake, and I could have used the ladder to get away from some of the shots. Oh, and you also want to make sure you don't run into the pole that it uses to leap over you, these things here, because even those poles can hurt you. You can take them out with multiple arm cannon shots when they're right behind you, but it's easier just to jump over them once they're on the other side of you and then shoot them from behind accordingly. And these bugs that climb up and down the ladders will go down in one shot. Now it's time for some more platforming. As of that huge drop before we had to deal with the last segment after the second big snake was bad enough. You not only got these little towers that create cloud platforms whenever you stand on them, but you also have to deal with these cloud bolts as well. Shooting the cloud bullet once will remove the cloud. That will make the bolt to come at you faster. About 2 or 3 shots will cause the cloud bullets to basically get destroyed. And you definitely want to watch out on these platforms because they can knock you off. Thankfully I managed to dodge a bullet, no pun intended there. And that last one was finally able to level with me, so I could get to the exit. Now, you're supposed to use... Okay, Snake is Gemini, Gemini is Needle. Yeah, you're supposed to use the Needle Man's weapon, the Needle Cannon for Snake Man, but I don't have that. I am going to use the Shadow Blade, though. It would help to hit him while he's in the air, and he's not directly across from us when it happens. Just like that. He walks back and forth in the room, and whenever he reaches the center, he makes this really high jump upwards where he shoots these two Sur Snakes, which will crawl across the floor here. Like so. And they will climb up the ceilings, not the ceilings, but the walls. And you definitely want to avoid both of them. Other than that, that's pretty much all he does. The Shadow Blade doesn't really seem to do as much damage. Well, not as much damage, but not much more damage than the Arm Cannon, I meant to say. But it does help to be able to shoot at him in 8 directions. And for beating Snake Man, we get the Sur Snake, which works kind of like how Snake Man's version of the weapon worked. And well, the passwords got a little more complex here. We now have red dots and blue dots. So for red dots, we have C4, D6, E6, F5, and we have a blue dot on A3. And that is your password for this point in the game. Let's go ahead and take on Sparkman, because I'm going to have to take care of his stage eventually. I have to take care of all of them, actually. And no sooner do we begin, I have to take this guy on. And these things move left and right, and they shoot out this little barrier every so often. You don't want to jump over these things when they're going away from you, because you will land on them, and you will only on the bottom one anyway, and you will take damage. And then you got these things that are coming out of these little vents in the ceiling here, and they always shoot out this 8-way shot that can kind of catch you out if you're not careful. Thankfully, it only goes down in 1 shot, so there is that. And up here is another Bola Joe. Go ahead and take him out fairly quickly, and then we can make our way up here. Now these platforms, when you get on them, they will send you towards the spikes. You want to make your move quickly. And now you got these things. It is possible to off-screen these things out of existence, and I managed to do that. I managed to stand right there on the magic spot there. And I want to wait for that second set to move back and forth until it shoots out its barrier twice. And then I can get up here without taking a lot of damage. Any energy is good energy. I always want to stay at full. I do get to refill Rush Coil once I'm up there, of course. Now it's time to make our way up here. Now we got another drop, and thankfully, this drop does not have any spikes, so just enjoy the descent. We are now at the 10th basement level, and you could shoot these, but instead I'm just gonna wait for the first cube to drop, and then quickly make my way over it. If you keep shooting at these things, they're just gonna keep coming at you forever. Just take the most direct way away. Now, I'm going to use the Shadow Blade, which is obviously Sparkman's weakness, but it makes for some very good fighting here. These screws will show up. Want to make a short hop off that second platform there. That way I don't hit that first screw. And I want to use the Shadow Blade to take care of both of these screws. Another short hop off the third platform. And you want to get on the fourth platform and then make your way back, so that way you can take on that screw from a distance, and you can just avoid that last one completely, unless you need like a health pickup, but what are the odds of that? Anyway, it's now time to take on Sparkman. Sparkman has an 8-way shot, kind of like those enemies we saw earlier, but after he shoots out one big spark. He does like 3 hops, or he gets to the center of the room, I guess, before he does the attack. Usually he's at the center of the room when he attacks. And that's pretty much the only attack pattern he has, and that's pretty much all he does. The Shadow Blade will really slice him nice, and for beating him, we will get the Spark Shock, which we could have used to fight Magnet Man with. But we already beat Magnet Man just to make stuff a little bit easier in this playthrough. And for red dots, we have C4, E6, and F5. And for blue dots, we have A3 and F4. And that is it for the 2 Robot Masters for this video. Join me next time where I take on Needleman and Gemini Man. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!